Hello traders and hello everyone. It's nice to see that each of these webinars your numbers are growing. So we have many attendees, and new and old, and I'm really glad to see that. Today's webinar is hosted, of course, by Admiral Markets, and I will present you a few scalping systems, and I will explain what scalping is and how it should be done. And just before I start with my presentation, I would like you to welcome Mr. Mikhail Onokhov. He will tell you nice things about platform, about why you should trade. And after that, be sure to stay with me, as I have some things to say regarding our trade setups from yesterday, and of course scalping for Forex beginners and those who maybe are on intermediate level, in Forex trading. So talk to you very, very soon. Mr. Mikhail, you can continue.
Good afternoon or good evening, Mr. Kerkez or Mr. Tarantula, whatever you like to be called nowadays. My name is Mikhail Onokhov. I thank you very much for this lovely introduction. It's always nice to have you as a webinar host. All of your webinars are extremely interesting, and I'm one of your biggest fans. My name is Mikhail Onokhov. I'm a client relationship manager for Admiral Markets. In essence, my job is to create the best possible trading environment for you. If you have any questions about my part of the presentation, you can always email me at mo@admiralmarkets.com. Here's also my Skype address, my LinkedIn. You can have as a connection, and also the email of our trading camp at camp@admiralmarkets.com. Since this webinar and all the webinars for this matter on Wednesdays are going to be aimed at beginner traders, we have decided that every Wednesday evening we'll start the webinar by telling you a little bit about the new program we're going to have from November. It's called Admiral Markets Trading Camp. At least one of the people who attend this webinar right now is already part of this program, Mr. Reitnick. But on 4th of November, we're going to do the program which is called Trading Camp 2.0. We worked a little bit on this, on the system, on the email campaigns, on strategies. It's going to be very well. It's going to be very interesting, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about it today. Because what is very important for all the young traders to all the beginning traders is motivation. I've always had an understanding that a person or a young trader who wants to become a successful trader should approach Forex not only from an analytical or technical perspective, but should also pay attention to a psychic and motivational side of trading activities. So today, a little bit later, Tarantula is going to be talking all about technical side of trading. But what I can tell you about is a motivational side. And in one of my webinars, I have spoken about success. And it is scientifically proven that your success in trading and in life depends not only on your intellectual capabilities, but much rather on your ability to motivate yourself to do the right thing day after day, year after year. Of course, achieving such motivation is a lot easier said than done. So in recent times, there have been a number of books and trainings out there that claim to help you achieve your long-term goals by motivating yourself through, say, visualization or self-affirmation. Unfortunately, a number of experiments have shown that none of those techniques actually work. Therefore, I'm not going to ask you to close your eyes and imagine yourself sitting somewhere in the Caribbean beach with a suitcase filled with cash. It will not work, and this webinar will not turn you into a successful trader by asking you to repeat, "I'm a successful trader" 25 times. We're going to do something a little different. So what I will teach you, though, is a technique that is extremely useful and is proven to help people stay focused and motivated towards their long-term goals. I'm confident you will be able to use it not only to become a successful trader, but will also help you in all aspects of your life. And we have utilized all those psychological techniques to create the best learning experience called Traders Camp. So, if the idea sounds good, I will continue. I'm going to be basing my research on the scientific work that shows that motivation is even more important than skill. And I'm basing my today's presentation on the word of Professor Richard Wiseman. If you look at his name, pretty obvious, he's quite a wise man. So I'm pretty sure all of us can agree that this work is pretty accurate and it's going to help you a lot to become successful in Forex. So Mr. Wiseman decided to think and comply all motivational techniques that actually help you achieve your long-term goal. So here's a list of techniques that a lot of people use to motivate themselves. Out of those techniques, only 3 techniques are actually successful. You can either make a perfect plan, you can motivate yourself by focusing on someone you admire, say Warren Buffett, for instance, when you talk about trading. You can tell other people about your goals. You can think about all the bad things that will happen if you fail. When it comes to Forex, you can think about losing all your money or something. You can try to suppress negative thoughts by not thinking about losing money. You can rely on your willpower, and you can record your progress. Now, think about it. Select 3 techniques that you think you would use to motivate yourself to become a Forex trader, and let's compare results. There we go, voila. Make a perfect plan, tell other people about your goals, record your progress. Those are 3 pillars, 3 main and important techniques that will help you take your Forex game to an absolute maximum. So think about how great your life would be if you achieved your long-term goal of becoming a successful Forex trader. Now I'll teach you how you can apply those techniques to achieve your aim and how we are going to help you apply those techniques in Traders Camp. So first of all, you must have a perfect plan. Nobody just casually walks around and then finds themselves on top of Mount Everest. Never happens. You must have a perfect plan to achieve your aims. And your perfect plan is basically a breakdown of your long-term goal into a number of short-term achievable goals, which are achievable and are time-based. How is that applicable to Forex? When you want to become a successful Forex trader, you log online, you find webinars, literature, tons of different strategies, techniques, indicators, charts, electronic advisors, trading robots. There's too much information to process. It's impossible. So in Traders Camp, we decided that we're going to give you a perfect plan. We're going to give you one little assignment every day that will help you become a Forex trader in 3 weeks. So all you have to do is complete one assignment every day, and you will be moving closer to your long-term goal of becoming a successful Forex trader. Number 2, tell other people about your goals. When it comes to Traders Camp, you're going to have a personal one-to-one coaching sessions with your personal Forex mentor who will make sure that you're motivated, that you're interested, that you're doing things you want to do and you need to do. He will hold your hands throughout the whole process to ensure your trading stays at the maximum and you're motivated throughout the entire process. And finally, the 3rd thing, it's called record your progress. What we're going to give you in Traders Camp is a thing called your personal custom-made Admiral Markets Forex tracker. Now, you will be able to enter all of your trades into a special trading document that will help you analyze all of your trading. It will show you how much profits you're making, what is the ideal lot size for you, and what strategy is ideal for you to utilize. By recording your progress, you will be able to see that you're moving into the right direction, and you will be able to analyze your trading in a better way. Also, you will be able to share your trader tracker with your personal coach who will help you find your mistakes, who will be able to help you improve your trading based on your research that you have done. All of that is available at Trading Camp, which is a new strategy, a new learning technique. All you have to do to enter the camp is send us an email to camp@admiralmarkets.com. This is going to be a 3-week learning course and 1 week trading on a real account. You will receive everyday assignments. You will receive strategies by professional traders. I'm very pleased to see that Tarantula was kind enough to provide his own strategies for you to learn. You will be able to track your performance using the trading tracker. You'll receive personal coaching sessions and conferences with professional traders, and also literature is going to be supplied. Now, I wanted to show you how the training tracker actually looks like. There we go. This is the tracker of one of my former students. Look at that. He has inputted all of his strategies in here, and also here he has graphs that show how he's trading. Now, looking at this strategy, we can see that the blue line, which is Euro Bertulin strategy, has been the last volatile for him, and trendline strategy has generated the most profit. Now, using this graph, this person has been able to establish which strategy has been the most interesting and the most successful for him. This will be provided to you in the trading camp. You might ask, what do I have to do to enter into the trading camp? Well, you have to write an essay on your Forex aims, 100 or 200 words, and you have to open a real account with a minimum deposit. Now, for most of you, the minimum deposit will be 10 bucks. If you're from UK or Ireland, it will be $150. So there is a little bit of difference, but this is nothing compared to what you'll be able to achieve with your real account once you actually get educated. So if you are interested in this educational course, write us an email here or ask me any questions you want to ask about the trading camp at this email, mo@admiralmarkets.com. Also, you can always send an email to camp@admiralmarkets.com as well, and I'll be more than happy to answer whatever questions you might have. The program starts on Monday. It's the 4th of November, so in about 1 week and a half, I think. Yes? So write me emails, ask me questions, and sign up, enroll for your trading camp, ultimate learning experience. Thank you very much for listening. I will now pass the microphone back to Nenad, who will carry on with his presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mikhail. Excellent presentation, and I'm really glad that we can do it together, because I will be providing analysis, and possibly I will be providing some other systems that you will be able to use after you finish at least 1 or 2 goals, which you have, of course, scheduled, and after that we can move on to some intermediate strategies so you can be more profitable. So Trading Camp is one of Admiral Markets' trademarks, and I will be helping you through all of your trading boot camp. I will be answering questions, providing systems, analyzing your trades, and potentially helping you to achieve better goals. The Trading Camp is not through webinars. It will be a special. It will be held on a particular day. I think it may be Friday, but don't take me for word. It needs to be scheduled yet, but it will be done not through webinars, but through special sessions. So now let's move on to, well, this is what you are going to have in your program if you want to be successful, of course, in trading. You need to learn how to scalp, and this webinar is named Scalping for Forex Beginners, but I can say that it can be also known as for Forex beginners and intermediate traders. So I will first explain what is scalping, then knowing when to scalp, and of course I will present you with a couple of scalping systems, and they are perfect to start. And after that, especially the first system which I will present you, it's one of the best scalping systems on the market. Okay, it's really good. It has something to do with a few indicators, but you will see it's really, really good. You can try it. So maybe if you master it, you can get profits anywhere from 5 to 10% if you master it. But of course, every setup needs to be confirmed, so we cannot take trades each day. Okay, the biggest thing to our winning and losing is our psychology. So our psychology gives us success ratio and potentially good returns. So return of investments, of course, or ROI. So What is scalping? Scalping is the quickest way of trading. So that is basically, maybe I cannot compare it to breakout trading, but basically breakout also can be a form of scalping, but essentially scalping is the quickest way of trading. To scalp successfully, we require a momentum and volatility. That is very, very true. And one thing I need to say, because it's the quickest way of trading, it exploits, sorry, there is a phone, I will mute it. So it requires momentum and volatility. Momentum is very, very important because many scalpers like to concentrate on the sharp movements, and those movements usually occur in the currency market known as Forex, not in trading stocks and futures. It's in currency market. So the aim is to exploit sudden changes in market liquidity for quick gains later. So we need to have in mind only which currency pair we trade. So not all pairs are suitable. So let's consider a typical, let's consider Euro-USD pair. Why do we trade it? Why do we scalp it? It's because it's volatile. It's because it has a low spread, because many people trade it, many traders trade it, and it's very, very volatile. Also, when we scalp, we also usually do it on lower time frames, M1, M5, and eventually M15. It needs to be leveraged. So because scalping involves very small profits compounded over a long time to generate significant returns. But because of that, the return is usually small, that even when combined over weeks or months, the returns are very small for the amount of effort involved, because we need to be concentrated, we need to be very precise, we need to use a small stop loss, narrow stop loss, because only if we use some amount of leverage while scalping, we are able to achieve some profits. The biggest thing of scalping is the level of leverage. The level of leverage appropriate for a scalper is, well, it's subject to one psychological profile. So let's say that we do not want to take a big risk while we are still unsure about which strategy to use. That is why I always advise, using strategies which are well approved, which are known by many traders, and which can yield us significant returns of our investments. So targets are lowered accordingly to scalping time frames. So if we scalp on M1 time frame, we need to lower, of course, our profits. Of course, that also is the thing for not just for profits. We need to place accordingly and stops accordingly. Also, breakouts are also one of my favorite trading strategies. Breakouts favor sharp price movements and very big, I can say, very big returns, but breakouts are also very risky if we don't know where to place stop loss. Let's say today we had a false breakout of the upper channel of Euro USD. Basically, it broke high for some small amount of pips. I think it was 0.3 or even 1 pip. But basically after that it retraced 30 pips. So that is what we need to take into account, those false breakouts. But that is Forex market. We cannot always be right. Okay. Some time ago, I need to say, some brokers prohibited scalping. That was 4 or 5 years ago. Those kind of brokers are not liquid. They are very liquid brokers. They can be very dangerous. Usually what happens if they prohibit scalping is they just take your money and run away. So you won't be able to withdraw profits. You won't be able to close your trades, and that is what I was concerned when I first started trading, because I was a scalper in the very sense when I started to trade. I was really well, but my scalps were very low. I was scalping basically 2, 3, 5 pips, 10 pips per trade. I rarely did more than 10 pips per trade because I was very afraid of the market, and I had a low account. My account was very small, and I needed to scalp. And the first thing when I chose my broker, the first time I asked it if scalping is allowed. Today scalping is allowed. We only have one rule concerning scalping, but basically that rule concerns all trading setups. That is first in, first out rule, but that rule only applies to American citizens. It doesn't have anything in common with our trading. That is the rule only for American citizens, and that means the first trade they open, they need to close it first. It's first in, first out rule, or FIFO rule. And that is very that rule is not very good if you do positional trading or fast or sharp trading with one currency pair. That is not a good thing. So because of that, we need to choose also right broker for scalping. And believe me, guys, Admiral Marcus is great. Today, my Aussie trade missed, you won't believe me, but it missed my stop loss for 0.3 pips. And that is yet another proof that Admiral is really honest broker, and I really appreciate it, because really the trade is missed by the stop loss was missed by 0.3 pips. That is absolutely perfect. Scalping, and of course I closed that trade on break even, so I didn't suffer any loss from that particular trade. Scalping can be dangerous, but also it can be very profitable. It is dangerous in its nature. Why is it dangerous? If you use stop loss of 5, 10, 20 pips, basically we scalp the market. And by scalping, we need to have leverage. If you use 15 or 20 pips target price, we need to use leverage, because if you use only a small portion of our account for that kind of trades, we won't get any high, right? Especially if you're building the account. If you're building the account, scalping needs to be done. Basically, it's like that. If we have big accounts, we don't need to scalp. We can scalp just for taking some small profits that we can use for everyday life, so it's okay. But if we are building our accounts, then we need to scalp. Especially if we start with small accounts, we need to use some form of leverage. So the scalping can be dangerous, but it also can be very profitable. Knowing when to scalp. We need to scalp only on big volatility and big momentum. We don't want to see low volatility and very low momentum, because if we get trapped into a trade, then we won't be trapped into a scalping trade. It usually will be some sort of intraday trade, and that happens when one currency pair crawls. We remember that crawling, that euro crawled from the level to the level just prior to NFP. But when NFP was released, you saw a very big jump. And according to NFP, I wanted to say I gave an analysis prior to NFP. If you read my analysis, I told you to go long also on the breakout of 3750 level. That 3750 level, I gave exactly the price which will be hit subsequently, and I hope that you exploited that movement, because we had a nice breakout of 3750 to 3785 as I wrote on my analysis. If you remember the analysis, you just need to believe in yourself. And if my analysis is completely in agreement with your system, with your analysis, you are then more sure to take the trade. Momentum means, I will explain. Now just a trader asked me what momentum means. I gave an example, if you remember, on MACD. But let's say now without MACD, what is momentum? If we have market let's say that this is support. Okay. And if we have slow market, let's say that we make 10 pips to the downside, and then we make 10 pips to the upside, and then we make some 5 pips to the downside, 8 pips to the upside. That is not momentum. If you remember MACD, MACD 2 line, if we have building histograms and both of those lines are above MACD, we have momentum. Use MACD 2-line momentum for starters. If we have two MACD 2-line histograms and they are building tick above the waterline, and those two stay, maybe I will show you later on also on live chart, and those two stay above the waterline, green above white, and both of those are above waterline, we call it momentum. Also, on price action momentum, if the price goes 10 pips, 5 pips, 8 pips, 10 pips, it's a slow moving market. It is not momentum. Momentum is this. If we have this level of resistance and it breaks to the upside, then it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, retest, then we go up. That is momentum. Momentum is fast moving market. It's called also liquidity and momentum. If your MACD is flat, then we don't have momentum. If the price action is flat, then we don't have momentum. So momentum is when many orders are being executed in a specific time frame. So that is momentum. That means that price is really moving. That the price is really moving. That is momentum. And to capture momentum, I use MACD 2 line. So MACD 2 line captures momentum perfectly. I can show you that later on a live chart. So knowing when to scalp, we want to scalp only, we don't want to scalp on low volatility and low momentum. We need momentum and we need volatility. We need to exploit those movements. Some prefer range scalping. Some people want to point the range and pick the levels. I don't like to pick the levels. Ranging market for me is very dangerous because I am not so good in range trading. I'm good in trend trading and I'm good in counter trend trading. But range trading is very dangerous because we don't know when this range will break out. So I remember that a guy who also trades from time to time told me that I place a blind trade at 37.00 when euro dollar get hit this level, 37.00. I was really afraid to place it blindly because it was a big level, but prior to NFP, if I placed a scalp trade at that level, I would lose 40 pip immediately. And if I scalp, I use leverage. If I lost 40 pip with a leverage trade, I would probably lost, let's say 20% maybe of a normal account. So I don't want to see that. I want to see, we need to know when to scalp. We do not scalp prior to NFP, on bank holidays, on stress test, and 15 minutes prior to and 15 minutes after the strong news data release. News trading is something that we will have a special webinar for. News trading is a very, very different kind of thing. So I will hold a special webinar about news trading. But now just remember that we need volatility and we need momentum. So we need normal days, we need normal hours. We don't want to see red news on Forex Factory calendar. And we want, if we want to trade it, wait 5, 10, 15 minutes after the data release so you can scalp the market. 15 minutes is optimum time. Stress test is what stress test is held by European Central Bank, and It basically tests bank liquidity and how banks are rated. On stress tests, liquidity may be abnormal. I do not recommend any trades prior to stress tests. You will see on Forex Factory calendar if stress test is being held, but is rarely held, approximately 1 per year or maybe 2 times per year. So we don't want to trade. Believe me, stay out of it. The movements are just abnormal. If you, I traded with very small leverage some 3 years ago, and it was a stress test for myself because I was stressed like I was never before in my life. You just cannot imagine what that kind of movement was. I was trading, I remember, a euro dollar, and it was 10 pips up, 30 pips down, 50 pips up in 5 seconds. That was something that I haven't witnessed never prior to that and after that stress test. It was so volatile that movements were 50, 60, 100 pips in minutes. So I just don't see the point in placing the trades if you see that stress test is going to be held. And of course, in my analysis, I will always pinpoint if possible stress test will be held for that day. So don't worry if you follow me. Also, NFP. NFP, I told you, after 37.50, that was half an hour after NFP. We got the level and it was broken, and of course we could take that 37.50 trade for 37.85 target price. It was hit. Also, first 3 hours of each session are suitable. I just recommend it. First 3 hours of each session. So that means first 3 hours of London session, then a break, then first 3 hours of London, New York session. So first 3 hours of each session are very suitable for forex scalping, because price will usually move in that kind of price will usually move in big chunks around these times. Okay? And best sessions are London and London, New York cross sessions. I will just mention this, but I won't be showing this because this requires basically what I teach my personal students how to scalp on range bars, because I have a system that I invented myself, but it requires practice and it requires a few classes just for range bar explanation. So range bar scalping can be very profitable. It's basically better than standard scalping with candlesticks. It requires knowledge of range bar formations and range bar referentials for specified currencies. Euro, let's say I use it on 3 pip and 8 pip bars. Cable I use for 5 and 10 pip bars. Those setups are completely different than setups with trading candlesticks. Range bars eliminate noise from the charts. They're mostly used with Bollinger Bands and MACD. Range bars can also be traded as breakouts, and they're not suitable for pure beginners. So they require some sessions in private, and they require special knowledge of range bars if you want to scalp it. They're completely different than from trading candlesticks. Why they're different? I will just show you this example. Let's say this is a range bar, and this range bar has 3 pips. If candle prints 3 pips to the downside, the chart will print next 3 pip range bar. Next 3 pips, let's say to the upside, we will print it like that. So every time the chart prints new high or new low with 3 pips, your chart will show that as range bar. So there are special formations that can be very different on using candlesticks. You know that already. So these range bars eliminate noise from charts. So but they are not suitable from pure beginners, because you need to know proper levels, how to do those range scalps, and these kind of things are different. But they are better for scalping than Japanese candlesticks. So now I will present you also one of my favorite scalping systems, which you can use to measure your profitability. I will say this is one of my favorite systems, and this is done on 5-minute time frame, and next is extreme scalping system, which is done on 1-minute time frame and is for very, very fast movements. I can just say that this kind of system, I use it from time to time. Now some traders will probably ask me, if it's so profitable, why I don't use it anymore. The pure answer is because when I scalp on range bars. Okay, I have my own developed strategy, which cannot be found anywhere on the net. It involves scalping on range bars. It's a part of my full Forex course, or it can be it is a part of just scalping system course. I have invested a lot of time in that, and that is why I cannot give it for free. But this system, I know it many years ago, even before it was distributed in the net. This is also one of my inventions, MACD 2-line, 34, 89, 34, because it's exponential MACD 2 lines, and some smart guys wanted it to place it on the internet, so I just quit with giving freebies. Then I made just that range bar system only available to my students. But of course, now I will be presenting you this scalping system, which is now, it can be found on the internet, but I have modified it a bit because I don't use CCI in this scalping system. It doesn't need CCI, and you can try to trade it on demo account, and if you are profitable, I can say feel free to use it on your live account. You just need to test it on your demo account prior to use it on your live account. It's very good. I told you from time to time I use it, and it is really good. So what it consists of? It consists of indicators: exponential moving average 34 and 55. 34 is well used and much used in a Forex market. It has to do with Ruggie Horner 34 EMA tunnel, and this is why it is placed on scalping system, which use also MACD 2-line indicator. You need to Google it. I told you already, you don't have it by default on MetaTrader 4, so you will need to Google it. EMA 34 and 55 of the close. Then we have two stochastics overlaid, 813 and stochastics 313 overlaid. That means that you place the same, that you have same stochastics on the same window. Two different stochastics on the same window. This is it. You open this stochastic 813, and then you from your navigational panel you pick another stochastic indicator and place it here in the same window, and it's 1313. Of course, MACD 2-line for trend capturing, and then we have hourly pivot point indicator. I give it as a freebie in my range bar strategy, but because I paid for it, you need to Google for it if you can find it. It's called hourly pivot point indicator. I don't know if it can be found now in the internet, but it's perfect, just perfect for scalping. We have now the rules which we must obey for this system. Blue 34 EMA should be above the red 55 EMA. So that means that blue 34 which needs to be above red. I'm talking about long entry positions. MACD blue line needs to be above red line. That is a longer term trend for this time frame. So MACD of Blue needs to be above red. Stochastics, at least one of them should be recently oversold at 20 level and be crossed up. So it needs to touch or go just below 20, and then it needs to point to the upside. Okay? This is the example of a long trade. When these three rules are met, I prefer to use hourly pivot point when scalping. And this is because hourly pivot points are more accurate when scalping on lower time frames than daily pivot points. Of course, when scalping, you don't use daily pivot points because those are daily pivot points. We use hourly pivot points because we are scalping on 5-minute time frame. This is the first rule, 34 above 55, blue above red. Stochastics touched 20 and went upward, and the trend is up as blue MACD line is crossed above red MACD line. You see the potential profits. This is also a potential entry because we have both stochastics crossing from below to the above 20. Look at this. This. First rule, blue above red. Second rule, stochastics at 20 and crossing upwards. And third rule is blue above red. Okay? So the same thing, scalp. Here. The third entry also here. But I usually exploit first 3 swings. I don't want to see 4th, 5th swing because usually the price can reverse, as we can see here. So the first 3 swings are very profitable usually. So remember this, first 3 swings. This is the first swing. This is the second swing. And this is the third swing. After that, I wouldn't scalp. Then we have a see, look at this. Red is above blue, stochastics are above 80 and going downwards, and red is above blue. And what happened is scalping trade went very good. Then look at this, again long trade. I wouldn't like to see this because look at this, this is discussable. It can be good, but is blue above red? We cannot see it clearly. But here we can see it clearly. So again, going upward, blue above red, you can draw a trend line. So you can see this is uptrend, and you can see it as very profitable trade. You can see it also here, many wicks to the downside, many buyers are found here, stochastics touching 20, and blue above red. So the rule for these systems, the rules for this system is very, very, very clear. So you don't have to think a lot about it, okay? You just want to exploit the very first 3 swings of each move, okay? So, and you use, of course, hourly pivot points when scalping. Hourly pivot points. These resistance pivot point and support levels are calculated at the top of each hour. So when new candle closes, when old candle closes, 1 hour candle, new candle the first candle after the close will print these new levels. So this is the point of using hourly pivot point indicator. And the second system is just for extremely fast scalpers. We have a time frame of 1 minute, and we use bar charts for that. These are candlesticks, Japanese. For this kind of system, we use bar charts. Okay, bar charts. Indicators are simple: Bollinger Bands 21, 2, and RSI 14, and levels 70 and 30. What we are looking for is the price to move above the upper or lower Bollinger Bands and RSI raise above the 70 line or below the 30 line at the same time. Okay, what does it mean? Very simple. if the price is moving above the Bollinger Band and the price is going up 70 level, we want to take that into account and place a short trade, because it's 1 minute, the stops are very small and the profits are also very, very small. But this is just for very, very fast scalpers and fast. If you want to be a very fast scalper, then you can try to exploit, because it's only done 1 minute time frame. Target is middle Bollinger line, stop loss is 5 to 7 pips, never above it. You see this is above 70 and up the Bollinger Bands. This is also below 30 and below Bollinger Bands. This is a losing trade and then a profitable trade from up there. Above 70 and placing a short trade to the middle Bollinger Band. Also we have here a price below Bollinger Band and a price below 30 RSI. So these two are my favorite scalping systems. This is 1 minute, but this is one of the best scalping systems used on 5 minute time frame. So you can try to exploit it. Okay. So if you want to see about range bar scalping, you need to come at private sessions, because it's very, very different than those of using just candlesticks. But just for starters, prior to any live trade, use it on demo account. Okay? This you can now write it down or take a screenshot so you can put it on your charts and platform so you can use those scalping systems. Of course, concerning stop loss, we always put stop loss. If we took a short here, we will place a stop loss over there. If we took a long somewhere around there, we will place a stop loss just below this level here. If we took this short, we would place a stop loss just below this level here. If we this long, sorry, this is all, both are long trades. If we took this long trade, I would place stop loss just below this pivot point, green line. Okay, these also hourly pivot points can give you stop loss levels. So if we take a trade around here, we would place just a very narrow stop loss just below this green line. Okay. Now let me prepare my screen, and I will just again tell you what is momentum. I will show you what momentum is. Just wait me to prepare the screen for you, and then I will again explain what momentum is. One second. Okay. What momentum is. Here. This is momentum. This is zero level. I will mark it here. How can you can see level on zero level or waterline level on MACD indicator. Okay, this is, but I don't see it again. We need to have a line at 0, 0. I will do that again. Levels at, that is correct. Okay, this is 0, 0 line. This line is also called waterline. Okay, if blue line is above red line and both of those are going upward, we say that that is momentum. If histograms are building, it's called momentum. If red crosses, if blue crosses red, we are still bullish, but we don't have momentum. It's possibly retracement. So the momentum is only when blue line is above red line. In case of bullish momentum, it's like this. This is momentum, this is momentum. This is bearish momentum. This is not momentum. This is retracement. This is bearish momentum. This is not momentum. This is momentum. The very first cross of blue, this and red. So if you want to capture momentum by using MACD, this is MACD momentum. When blue and red cross above waterline and below the waterline. So this is momentum. In this case, I just wanted to show you how you cannot see it. Oh, sorry. Do you see it now? I think that you can see it now, right? Great. I will explain again. For MACD trades, this is momentum. When blue crosses red, this is momentum, okay? To the upside. I usually don't follow it on lower time frames than 15 minutes. But let's say now we have 1 hour. This is momentum. The cross of blue and red above the waterline. This is not momentum because the price is above the waterline, but blue crossed the red from above. This can be a retracement in uptrend. Okay, this can be a signal for retracement in uptrend. You see how the price reflects. This is again momentum, blue and red above the waterline. This is bearish momentum. This is not momentum. This is not momentum, and this is momentum. Here, blue and red above the waterline. Okay, that is momentum. This is retracement to the downside. You can exploit counter trades by using MACD signals. And after this, we have yet another momentum to the downside here, but you see the price is basically in a narrow range. This can be scalped for 10-15 pips because this is 1 hour. This is not a big thing. And this is momentum again. So this is also how MACD captures momentum, because MACD is basically a momentum indicator, okay? A momentum indicator. And this is what I wanted to show you, okay? So that is momentum, guys. Okay, so in case of this system, we don't need that kind of, we want to see this trend capturing. So if we have this MACD, 34.89.34, like this, we also can say that this is capturing the momentum on lower time frame. So we use MACD for trend trades and capturing momentum. In this system, we don't need to see MACD above waterline and MACD below and above waterline, because we use it only when position trade ourselves. For scalping, we use this 34.89.34 in this system, and we use it for momentum and trend capturing on 5-minute time frame. Because basically it captures a higher time frame momentum, retracement, and possibly trend. Okay. Now you understand it. Also, you can measure the momentum. I wouldn't call this momentum. You see, also MACD is going flat, but let's don't just look at MACD. Look at price action. You see flat price action. This is not momentum. And you look at those EMAs. Those EMAs are going one atop the other, and that means they are not diverging. When EMAs are diverging, that can be treated as a possible start of a swing, and that is momentum. So this is momentum. Okay, starting from this, you see the spike, momentum spike, retracement, and momentum to the upside. Retracement, upside, thrust, pullback, zigzag pattern. This is zigzag, classic zigzag pattern, trend pattern. So this is all momentum. This is not momentum. This is momentum. Okay. Now, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Just feel free to take this system and use it by yourself. It will prove very fruitful if you go by the rules. So try to exploit the movements, guys. Try to exploit price movements. Okay. How to set up MACD and stock? Very, very easily. Why is that a problem? You go to your custom indicator folders and then draw a MACD 2 line to the downside. Then open, at indicators open MACD 2 line and colors, blue, red, green, red. This is a sequence, blue, red, green, red for MACD 2 line to set up, okay? For stochastics indicator. Also, go to indicators, try to find stochastics. This is stochastic. 8, 1, 3. No, not this. Sorry, I overlaid it. I will show you now. This and insert indicator, oscillators, stochastics, 183. Okay, here. And now go to this window, indicators, okay, and then put the indicator here. Like this. Drive it to here, okay? Press left mouse button and drive it to here. And put 1313. Okay? I explained you. Now you have so this sorry. This says 831. So if that says on your platform, you need to switch it. Just place 1 here and 3 here. And here 13, 1, 3, okay? If you have K above D, you need to place it like this, 13, 1, 3, okay? Now you have 813, 1313. It's smooth-free stochastics. Very, very useful. You see, 813, 1313. It should read like this, 813, 1313. Okay. And now a trader asked me to repeat extreme scalping system. Time frame 1 minute and bar charts. Bollinger Bands 21, 2 and RSI 14 at 70 and 30 levels. Okay. What we are looking for is the price to move above the upper or lower Bollinger Bands and RSI raise above the 70 or below the 30 line at the same time. Target is middle Bollinger line, stop loss is 5 to 7 pips. 5 to 7 pips stop loss. Okay. We want to see price go above the Bollinger Band, but also RSI 14 needs to be above 70 level. In this case, we open a short trade targeting middle Bollinger line. Also, we have here the price has broken the lower band, but also it has broken the 30 line. At the close, it needs to be close to be confirmed below the 30 and below the Bollinger Band. Then we go to the upside, targeting this band or this band. This is a losing trade, and this is also a profitable trade. This is also profitable. So you can scalp this. This is very, very fast system. Take an average profit of 5 to 7 pips. You can try to aim for 5 to 7 pips averagely. So this kind of scalping won't give you very, very good risk to reward, but that is the truth basically with all scalping systems. But for first scalping systems, profit target is usually between, you can go with, this is the kind of for this system. this is very easy to achieve. How I determine profits for these scalping systems? Okay, let's say that I have taken a trade over there. This is, okay, short trade. Okay, I can use this pivot. Okay, so this is, okay, you see here, you can try to exploit the pivot level, or eventually you can try to exploit swing. If price is came to this and then went up and then made a double bottom, I will close the trade. So for this system, 10 pips is excellent. It's very good. But very often you will have more than 10, 15 pips of profit. This is something you need to practice with. There is no, because markets are not always the same. That is why range bars are a little bit different. Markets are not always the same. Sometimes euro dollar moves 30 pips, sometimes it moves 50 pips. So you need to practice it, and that is up to you. But never less than 5 pips. Never use it less than 5 pips. So if I had opened a trade around here, where would I place my target price? I will go probably to see this week. And if I see that this week is being rejected, I would close the trade there. If this week is broken, I would exploit this very next level. Okay. Same for here. I would place my open order there long and place my target price around there. And that is something you need to experiment with. Okay. There is not a strict rule for placing target price, because, as I say, markets always move very fast and not always at the same patterns. Okay. So guys, if you don't have any further questions, sorry, I have a little bit of cold. If you don't, risk reward usually 1-to-1. But sometimes you will get more than 1/2 on this kind of system, or on this system. You will get more than 1-to-1. Just try to practice it. And extreme is, it's 1 minute scalping, so it's 1-to-1. Okay. It will give you more entries, but you need to be very, very fast. And this will give you less entries, but with more risk to reward. Stop losses are always, I told you that, stop losses are always put. If I open an order here, okay, stop loss will be few pips above this level. If I open my trade around there, stop loss would be 5 pips around this swing low. Or I can use daily, or I can use hourly pivot points. Okay. If I had opened my order here, my stop will be below the last low. Usually go to last low. You won't experience overtrading if you practice first 3 swings. That what means first 3 swings? This is the first swing, this is the second swing, and this is potentially the third swing. After that, I won't trade, okay? Because the price may reverse. This is the first swing, this is the second swing, this is the third swing. After that, I won't trade. So overtrading is not possible if you go by first 3 swings. 1, 2, eventually the third swing, okay? So don't open trades if the system gave you a 4th swing. This is a 4th swing. Even this is a profitable trade, okay, but I wouldn't do it because it's a 4th swing. How do I determine the start of the first swing? Very easily, by my eyes. You see the price was ranging here. So we don't have any particular, this is consolidation. Swing goes after the consolidation. If we have a consolidation like this is consolidation, okay? You know what consolidation is. And you see the price, bam, to the upside. What is this? This is the swing. Then retraces. We can say that the first swing is over. This is the start of the second swing. It goes like this and like this. This is a second swing. Even this subsequently, we can say that this is a second swing. Then it goes like this. This is the third swing. This consolidation, we look at the retracement here. First swing, second swing, third swing, fourth swing. Okay? If you see the price going like this and then goes like this, then this is your first swing. Okay? The best times to trade. These are the best times to trade. London and London New York cross session. First 3 hours of each session. First hour of London, second hour of London, third hour of London, and first hour of New York, second hour of New York, and the third hour of New York session. Why do I want to trade those sessions? Because those sessions are most volatile, guys. Okay? Those sessions are most volatile. In those times, we can have nice price swings. Okay? Okay. Any questions? This webinar is being recorded. You can find it on Admiral Markets under Education Webinars. I will go to Admiral Markets. Admiral Markets. Education Webinars. And you can open Video Archive. So you will see Video Archive. This webinar will be uploaded here. Video Archive. Okay? You see it now. Admiral Markets Education Webinars. Okay? Hourly pivot point and indicator, you need to Google for it. I cannot give you because it's paid, but you try to Google for it. Maybe there is a free version, but try to Google for it. Okay? I can see, you cannot see it now, but it will be uploaded. It's recorded, it's being recorded at this moment. After we finish the webinar, try to check it in the next couple of hours or tomorrow, okay? You will see it in Video Archive, okay? It's being recorded, it's not being processed yet, okay? Sorry for my voice. Okay, guys, if you don't have any further questions, thank you, Lau, for comments. Will you produce a webinar how to trade NFP? Sure, I will do that. I will do that. I will surely go with the webinar of NFP because it's very, very important. I will give you a few tips how to trade webinar, and we will see. Yeah, I will surely do that. In one of my next sessions, I will show you how to do that. Okay, guys. So, thank you for so much valuable information. Okay, no problems. I will be here with you providing an analysis, trading camp, and giving you systems to practice on, and then we can move to next level. But maybe you will be also profitable with these kind of strategies, because I know a trader who get a 50 pips in 2-3 trades in a single day of using the system. Can you also teach simple trading techniques for beginners? Yeah, why not? I can also do that for some maybe traders who cannot trade scalping because they work, they have a full-time job. I will teach you how to place your trades, or if you do part-time trading, don't worry. Okay. I will teach simple trading techniques because we need to have as simple as we can. Okay. Okay, guys, nice being with you. Thank you for questions. Thank you for listening. This will help you. And thank you, Admiral Markets, for providing me with such good listeners. And I always say there is no stupid question. You can always ask me what you want, and I will be glad to help you. So, guys, take care and see you very, very soon. It's basically, I think we have tomorrow. Yeah. Let's see, live webinars. So that is using the best fillers in Forex trading. Yeah, me and Chris will show you how to use some filters in Forex trading. Okay. Have a nice day, guys. Have a nice weekend, and stay with us. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
The